We're going to start on slide number 44, and we're going to go through 65 today. Other organelles in eukaryotes. We've been talking about the organelles inside of eukaryotic cells. Mitochondria, chloroplasts, ribosomes, all those little mini organs inside of cells. Diversity of eukaryotic cells. For 2 billion years, eukaryotic cells have diversity. Eukaryotes include protists, fungi, plants, and animals. Each of these groups has unique cellular characteristics, meaning each of their cells have characteristics that set them apart from everything else. So these are just some random pictures of different parts of cells. Skin cells, a virus, RNA, a cancer cell. Are under a microscope, plants and pollen, just a bunch of different.
Spider looking at me.
Yeah. Examples of eukaryotic specialization. Photosynthetic. So these are things that make their own food using energy from the sun. Photosynthetic protists and plants have chloroplasts, allowing them to take in sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide to make sugar. Plants have rigid cell walls, like I said, think about like the outside of a tree, and large central vacuoles that allow them to stand vertically. When plants are low on water, you know how they'll kind of wilt? That's because that large vacuole doesn't have enough water in it to help hold the plant upright. Fungi have special cell walls that give them rigid structures, and animals have muscle cells that are filled with mitochondria and specialized proteins. All of the organelles of the eukaryotic cell are compartments or structures with specialized functions. That means they all have a job that they need to do. They work together, forming complex systems that enable the cell to carry out all of its life functions. Eukaryotic cell structure: ribosome, cytoplasm, mitochondria, lysosomes, vacuole, cell membrane, Golgi body, ER, and nucleus. The endomembrane system. The endomembrane system is involved in the production and transportation of a cell's proteins and other products or wastes. The organelle in the endomembrane system include, make a big star there, the nuclear membrane, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, transport vesicles, the cell membrane, and lysosomes. Does anybody happen to remember from last year the job of a lysosome? What does it do? Anybody remember? No, that's the one everybody tends to forget that one. It recycles material or recycles waste so that it can be processed through the cell. Endo means within, and membrane means thin barrier. The cell membrane, but this is almost exactly, we had the same thing last year, so this should not be new information at all today. Cell membrane is a plasma membrane, same thing, plasma membrane, cell membrane means the same thing. Encloses the cell and regulates what enters or leaves the cell. Cell membrane is a thin, flexible structure that separates the cell's interior from the external environment. It's kind of like a bubble, or they compared it to like a Ziploc bag. But it has teeny tiny little pores in it, or little bitty holes that allow stuff to come in and stuff to go out. Cytoplasm, I think we've already seen this video, but we'll look at it again. This just shows you inside of a plant cell. We know it's part of that because it's green. You can see the cell wall. There's the cytoplasm. It's just kind of like a jelly type substance.
Oh, it's moving.
Yeah, it's flows. Yeah, it's like a
There's a bunch
gel.
of little dots next to it.
Yep. And this goes on for like a minute, but you get the gist.
Where are the little dots?
These?
No, the little bitty dots.
Oh, that's like the little bubbles inside the cytoplasm. Mm-hmm.
They're moving a lot faster.
Okay. The nucleus stores the cell's DNA, the chemical instructions for life, and directs the cell functions. Ribosomes assemble amino acids. What are amino acids? Building blocks of what? Anybody?
I know what they are, but I just forgot what they mean.
The building blocks of what? Assemble amino acids into, they're the building blocks of proteins. Under the direction of RNA, proteins are the molecular machines of the cell. Which of the following statement is incorrect? The nucleus surrounds the cell. The cytoplasm surrounds the outside of the cell. The nuclear envelope monitors what goes in and out of the cell. The nucleus controls the functions of the cell. What do you think? Say it again.
D.
D is correct. Which of the following organelles is or are part of the endomembrane system? The nuclear membrane, endoplasmic reticulum, plasma membrane, Golgi apparatus, or all of the above? All? Whoops. That is correct. I don't know why I messed up the slide there. What structure is the gatekeeper, or it allows stuff to come in and stuff to go out, allowing certain substances to enter and exit? Cell membrane, nuclear envelope, microfilaments, or DNA? A is correct. Again, this should all be reviewed. The function of a ribosome is to clean the cell, make food, make proteins, make DNA. Anybody? C is correct. Endoplasmic reticulum, ER. ER is the transport network for proteins and other materials. There are two types, rough and smooth. The rough ER is studded with ribosomes. So basically there's just ribosomes stuck to the outside of it. Golgi apparatus. After proteins are made in the endoplasmic reticulum, the Golgi apparatus packages, modifies, and ships proteins out of the cell. A good analogy is the post office. I think last year I described it like the FedEx person, you know, how they put the packages together and then they take them to where they need to go. Mitochondria are the sites of chemical reactions that break down molecules from food and produce small energy molecules that cells can use. The mitochondria is an energy transformer. The cell structure that packages and ships proteins. Lysosome, Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, ER. Go ahead.
B.
B. Correct. What organelles reside in the ER? Lysosome, Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, ribosomes. Go ahead, Emma.
B.
Sounds good to me. What organelle is the energy transformer of the cell? Lysosome, Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, ER. John, what do you think?
C.
C sounds good to me. And that is correct. Oh, let me see how far, that may be it. Yep, that's the last one for today. We'll go ahead and do this one, but it's the last one. Plant and animal cells have many common features. Cell wall and chloroplast. These are only in plants. While both plant and animals have a vacuole, it is much larger in a plant cell. So we're going to say large vacuole is also just in plants. Okay, and that's it for today.